Here's an exclusive Spotlight PA investigative report.
I'm Spotlight PA correspondent Mitch Blocker. For months, our ongoing investigation has exposed broken promises to Pennsylvania's older adults. Our team of independent journalists has not stopped digging. Instead, we've discovered what happens when protective services do not investigate allegations of abuse or neglect as quickly as they're supposed to. This is a personal story for one family and a warning for all of us. It's been over a year since Luen Ng was left for dead in a Philadelphia street. But months before a driver hit her and ran, Adult Protective Services failed her.
Her case and the handling of her case by the local county area agency on aging really demonstrated how terrible things can happen when the system fails older adults.
Spotlight PA's Angela Columbus poured through Luen's Protective Services file, a file that frames increasing concern for an older adult and a local aging agency slow to act.
There wasn't really any services being put into place. There wasn't like an order like, we need to go and clean her apartment. We need to get her a home health aide. We need to get her transportation. We need to get her meals. There wasn't any of that happening.
When a Philadelphia caseworker visited her home, they found a senior living in squalor.
It says, first responder observed trash on the floor in the kitchen, living room, and the dining room, dishes piled in the sink and on top of the stove, trash and rotten food on the tables, a roach infestation, smell of cat urine and rotten food, dead mice and live mice. First responder observed older adult cleaning up maggots on the living room floor.
An 11th hour scramble to get her help came too late. Luen Ng wandered into the street. She died weeks later from an infection after multiple hospital stays. Her case's ending entry is clinical and final.
There's an entry with the subject line closure, and it says, case is to be closed. Older adult dies 1/8/23 in the hospital. Older adult is no longer in need of protective services.
Spotlight PA's investigation found this case is not unique. In 2023, Luen Ng was one of more than 1,500 older adults across Pennsylvania who died with open abuse or neglect cases. State records show in each of the 5 years before she died, Philadelphia's local aging agency often failed to investigate abuse or neglect claims within the state's 20-day limit.
I often saw investigations took a year. The law says 20 days.
Peter Hans had a statewide view of local aging investigations. The retired state aging services specialist is now a whistleblower. Luen Ng's case is one he won't forget.
They can't function anymore, and they're out walking in the street. I remember a case where the person was run over by a car, but we had been telling them they need to be protected. They need an evaluation. They lack capacity. I think they had the evaluation, and they weren't protecting this person. If it was children or puppies, somebody would take action.